What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react to Richard Hammond's favorite place in the world. So, from what I understand, Richard Hammond is a very famous Brit from co-hosting Top Gear, which I've actually seen a few clips from that show, so I'm a little bit familiar with him. And a guy like this, I mean, he's been all around the planet, right? But apparently, his favorite place in the entire world is somewhere in the UK. So today, I thought it'd be cool to check this out and see why this place is so special. So let's take a look.
Hello, I am and have been, I know, a very lucky boy. I've travelled an awful lot of the world.
Sure.
And all the time I was travelling it, the one place I took with me in my imagination and my heart was this place, my favourite place, Buttermere in the Lake District.
Buttermere? That's... I have never heard of that in my entire life. I've heard of the Lake District. This is... I want to say this is in England. And the Lake District, that's like known as being like a very special, beautiful part of England, right? But this is specifically somewhere called Buttermere. Okay. I mean, if you just like look around him, like just in the background so far, like you can already tell this is like a very, it's beautiful, but in a way that's like very calming, very, very tranquil. You know, how's that for a word?
In fact, it became a bit of a standing joke because what you won't have seen if you watched our many car adventure and travel shows over the years was that wherever we were, looking out across a beautiful landscape, whether it was Madagascar, Mongolia or Burma, there'd be a pause in the radio traffic from the rest of the crew in their cars, and then somebody would dial in, "Go on then, Rich, say it," and I'd pipe up with, "It reminds me of the Lake District." They got really tired of it.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen like enough of his shows or anything to know like if he has some kind of recurring reference or catchphrase, but apparently he uses the Lake District and maybe this like Buttermere area. That's an interesting name. We do not have names quite like that here in the United States. That's cool. I mean, I think I'm smiling because it has the word butter in it, and I like butter. So I think I'm gonna like this place.
I first discovered this place for myself. I mean, it had already been discovered when I was 17. I'd been thrown out of sixth form college, and I was walking coast to coast with my dog just for something to do. And this was the last route, the last stop on my journey from east to west across the country.
Oh, wow.
As I walked into it, I fell in love with it immediately, with a resounding clang, and I've been coming back ever since. So this...
I mean, this is somebody who's literally traveled like all over the world. He said he's been to like Africa. He said he's been to like it sounds like everywhere over the course of his career. So for him to like, it means something when someone like this says like, this is the place that I compare everywhere else to. Like, this is the standard for beauty. And so that's a good like setup.
This is my guide to a few of my favorite places in my favorite place. And maybe you'll appreciate and understand it, or think I'm nuts and why didn't I choose somewhere sunny and warm to fall in love with. We'll see.
No, I mean, I don't think this is crazy or anything. This is beautiful, but not like some, like I saw a video recently with like Prague or some like, you know, fancy European cities. Like, that's beautiful, like architecture. And this is like, man, just natural, a lot of natural beauty going on right here.
The corner of incredible disappointment. It's not actually a disappointing corner, it's really rather nice. But about 30 years ago, me and two mates, Al and Chris, journeyed down to the south of France on holiday. I was on a Suzuki GSX-R 750, my mate Al was on a Kawasaki GPZ 600R, and my mate Chris was in a Westfield, a Caterham replica. Brilliant holiday, 2 weeks of riding and driving and journeying and fun. And to round it all off perfectly, we got off the ferry down south and rode all the way up the country here to the Lake District. We were going to stay at the campsite, which is just the other side of the village, about a quarter of a mile.
Man, it's natural beauty and, not to interrupt his story, but I guess yes, to interrupt his story. But also, like, everything in this area is kind of like older, and it's not in perfect condition. Like the buildings and the rock and the fences, it's not pristine at all. And there's something I actually really like about that. It looks lived in. It looks like, you know, part of history that actually was like, it doesn't have to be some palace or castle. Like, it's kind of nice to see this part of the UK. It's cool.
From here at the end of our 2,500 mile journey. I was in the lead, and as I rounded that corner there, I heard from behind me the unmistakable sound of a motorcycle hitting the deck. I stopped, side stand down, turned round, and there was Al's GPZ, half buried under the front of an Astra. And I was sitting there at the foot of the bank by the church, looking a bit pissed off. We wheeled the remains of his bike down to Les's.
Him and his friend literally got into a bike wreck on this exact road? What? So he has some fond memories of this area in particular. What the heck?
Farmyard, my mate down there, and he welded the frame for him. Al didn't cry, but he didn't laugh, and it took the edge off what had otherwise been a wonderful journey. Right there. I think of it every time I pass it.
That is insane. This guy has lived a very interesting life. Didn't he have like that 300 mile an hour car crash as well, I think? So he's led an interesting life.
And I'm sorry, Al, I smile a bit.
Wow. This shot. I like this. This is like, I don't know. It's peaceful. It's like low-key beautiful. I like that he picked this area, actually. Wow.
This is the beer garden of the Bridge Hotel in Buttermere. It's all packed away right now. It's the morning and it's midwinter. But 35 years ago, at the tail end of summer, a 17-year-old me rocked up here towards the end of a coast-to-coast walk with his dog. I was staying at the campsite just down there, and I'd scratched together enough pennies for an underage pint.
What? No. What? And he's admitting this on camera. Wow. That it's cool that he has. I didn't realize this area isn't just like his favorite place because it looks cool. It's because he has like a lot of like emotional attachment. He grew up and has stories about like this area, like this specific pub.
And I was sitting at a bench just about there before that step was put in. My dog was sitting next to me, my border collie, and a sheep came into the beer garden. It was quite full. My dog took one look and hid under the bench, and everybody laughed. I got a bit embarrassed, went red. I was only 17, but I did look across and spot a bloke about my age who turned out to be called Les and live on the farm just over there. And we've been best mates ever since. Not a year and barely a month goes by that I don't come up and see him. So this...
Oh my God, wow. He really makes it sound like he almost kind of grew up here. I mean, I guess he did.
So this place really is, to me, looking out at those peaks and hills opposite, that's what I looked at in...
That's like this shot. That's so freaking cool. Like, yeah, there in a lot of parts of the United States, you don't there's no way to get a view like that. That's crazy. Like but specifically like the mountain, the big hills and stuff. Like, yeah, that's really cool. That's like really close to just the pub and the roads and stuff, huh? That's crazy. It's just like normal for some people, like to live in places like this with all like the cool cobblestone and the stone walls and the giant mountain hill thing, and that's so cool.
At those peaks and hills opposite, that's what I looked at in that moment and thought, well, I love this place. That's decided that for me. This then is where did I grow up, or is it where I come back to be a kid again? I'm very lucky to have a place like this. It's pretty much my favourite few square feet on Earth.
That's cool.
And I've seen a lot of it.
Very cool. Wow. Like, okay, yeah. Like, I was saying some of this area is like low key, kind of cool. And then some of it's like, obviously, this is ridiculous. Wow. Oh my god. This is like a like fairy tale, like stuff that you only in the US as a kid, you only see this in like your children's TV shows, like cartoons, like books, like it's all based on this stuff.
Syke Farm Campsite, the glamorous location of pretty much every holiday and break I had from the age of 17 when I first came here. I'd rock up, pitch my completely crap, cheap, leaky old heavy tent on the shoulder of that hillock, unless somebody else was in my spot. Then I'd bend every peg I had trying to hammer them into the rock just beneath the surface. Once that was done, slumped in a heap over there, I'd make my way down to the Bridge Hotel pub over there.
Is that something that people do a lot in the UK or England specifically? Tent camping? Like, is that popular? Because here in the US, it's not very popular. Like, when we say, like, oh, let's try camping, for a lot of people, that means renting out, like, an actual cabin or that has water and a stove. Like, it's it's pretty rare. Like, I think once or twice in my entire life have I actually, like, tried to sleep in a legitimate tent outside.
And spend every penny I had on beer. Next day, I'd wake up, usually rolling up the soggy wet tent and all my possessions, stuffing them into my heavy rucksack that I couldn't even lift. I had to find a rock, heave it onto the rock, strap the rucksack on and stand up. Unless it was sunny, in which case I'd just lie on the grass, stare at the sky and try to get better from my hangover.
Now it almost sounds like it's not recreational. Was he camping for fun? Or did he not have a home? Like, or was he living out of the tent? Like, anyway, it sounds like he had pretty humble beginnings, which is really cool to see someone like that end up to be in the position he's in. That's really cool.
Some years later, mid-20s, my wife Mindy and I had our first holiday together when we first started going out. And I brought her here for our first holiday. We camped sort of in the middle there.
That's
it rained
awesome.
so heavily that in the middle of the night, it wasn't just a trickle of water, a river was just flowing through the tent. She's
And this is his favorite place. That's amazing.
still married me, but we haven't been camping here together since. But I love this little patch of land, just the sound of it. As a 17-year-old, 18-year-old struggling to get to grips with the world, wondering, what am I going to do with my life? What am I going to be? What's going to happen to me? Lying there, listening
Seriously.
to the beck just roaring down past there, bringing water down from the fells that I'd be exploring the next day. It was an education.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this. Like, his favorite place in the world. I can see, like, the beauty, but it's way more intimate than that. Like, he has a personal attachment, personal stories of, like, that random little mound right there. Like, so this goes a lot deeper than just like, oh, this is my favorite place because it looks cool, and it has a like natural this or that, or it's really like I didn't know that this video was gonna be like this sort of emotional or intimate. That's a nice surprise.
and it still connects with me as directly as it did then. Without getting poetic and stupid, and do excuse me, I do earth myself coming here, genuinely, to connect with the ground and feel, yeah, okay, it's just me. Whatever happens is just little old me, same as I always was. And this is the heart of it.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Like, emotional or not, objectively, like, this is beautiful. So is this technically like the countryside, or it's like a very small looking town? Or this is supposed to be in Lake District in this area called Buttermere. Is it just this? It's very small. With obviously giant lakes, beautiful mountains, the background, like the horizon that's incredible. Wow. Oh my God.
This might look like a completely different day from a few moments ago. It certainly feels like it, but it's not. It's the same day. Everything's changed. And that, for me, is one of the beauties of this place, despite its solidity. I mean, it was carved from rock. Those fells were, you can see it. It's like a geography field trip where the glacier came down and gouged it out. They're solid and hard, and yet the place changes constantly, and that gives it a fragility and a delicacy that belies this apparent absolute permanence.
Oh my God. I'm getting a new appreciation for Richard Hammond too. He's very eloquent, very nice guy. At least he comes across like very cool, very sweet. And very down to earth and able to like admire the truly important, beautiful things in life, like even just a lake.
This is Buttermere itself. And in terms of changeability, I don't know anything like it. On some days, this is a glistening, bright, beautiful, something out of a fairy tale. I've got photographs of it with a rainbow stretching from one side to the other. And in fact, this is probably one of the most photographed spots in the Lake District, if not the entire country. There are people who come down here to photograph these trees, and one in particular.
Is this this is famous, this area? Okay, I didn't know. I haven't heard of this before.
Every single day, and post it on the internet for people to admire. It's, for me, the heart of the Lake District. And the Lake District is, well, it's in my heart. It's absolutely magnificent. And as a treat to self, an early morning trot around this lake, it's about 4.5 miles. And on that side, you've got woods and fell sides. And then you cross by Gatesgarth Farm at the end. And back down this side, and it's delicate.
This is so freaking, like, nature-y. Like, a lot of random American towns and cities and stuff, we don't have anything like this, like, and even, like, if you're just in the UK or England, this is close enough where it's, like, a couple of hours away. No matter where you are, you could probably, like, drive here, right, in a day or so. For a lot of Americans, that's just not life at all. Like, if you're in some random state that's kind of flat and boring, or which are a lot, yeah, this stuff is just like totally foreign. So, yeah, I'm a bit jealous of him. Like, this is an amazing place to have grown up.
And you cross by Gatesgarth Farm at the end, and back down this side, and it's delicate and woody and fairy tale.
Yeah.
And then if you really fancy it, big breakfast, put on a rucksack and a pair of boots and go and conquer a peak. And
is that something that's common, popular? Like hiking, like around it? Like, because that's not, again, in the US, we don't really camp, and we certainly don't hike and walk, and we should. It's healthy. It's like exercise. And I just don't think, honestly, it kind of boils down to we don't have beautiful places like this to hike. Like, that's a big part of it, right? Big part of the motivation.
Point of those peaks is, even Fleetwith there, it's not massive. It's not like the Highlands.
Wow.
You could be up at Haystacks there a couple of hours, quite easily. So they are conquerable. They're a manageable scale, but you still feel good.
Wow.
I
That's
think
cool.
you probably gathered by now. I really like it here.
Yeah, I would have thought that's like a mountain. Like you can actually hike that thing, like, and actually do it. Wow. Ridiculous.
I hope you've enjoyed this brief tour of some of my favourite places in my favourite place. It's been a bit of an indulgence for me, but I've certainly enjoyed it. And maybe you could let me know about your favourite place in the comments below. Where is the place you...
Okay. Well, that's really cool. Like I said, I've never heard of this. I've heard of Lake District, never heard of this Buttermere. And just having like Richard Hammond explain what it means to him. He was like the tour guide. And hearing his stories as well as the video and the pictures, that was awesome. A lot of Americans, we don't really know what to picture when we picture the UK or like today England or so seeing all this like that does put a picture in my mind, and it's beautiful, peaceful, maybe cold. But this was awesome. So I really enjoyed this. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts. If you know about this area, specifically Buttermere, right? That'd be cool to hear about. And if you're interested in more videos like this, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.